I'm just going to say that as far as child support is concerned, Mr. McNeil does not owe any retroactive child support. So there'll be a zero balance for that.
I'll call the mother. Ma'am, will you state your name?
Carla Stovall.
And what's your child's name?
Jayla McNeil.
Okay. And when Jayla was born, did Mr. McNeil sign a documents admitting he's the biological father?
Yes.
Okay. And in the last 4 years, who is your child living primarily with?
Me.
Has she ever spent a majority of her time living with Mr. McNeil?
No.
Okay. And when you have enrolled her in school, specifically the last 4 years, were you using your address or the father's address?
My address, the only time was this school year in the beginning, but it changed. But for the last 4 years is my address.
Okay, but this senior year, you enrolled her in school based on the father's address?
Yes, but she was living with me.
Objection, anything after yes.
What's your objection?
Non-responsive.
Okay, overruled.
And Ms. Stovall, how come you decided to enroll her in a school in the father's district for her senior year?
Due to having to move with my granny and trying to be able to pay for her with no assistance for school, I did have to move with my granny. So I've been, we didn't have a consistent address when it was time for school to start. So he allowed her to be able to use his address. But Jayla is still with me and my granny at the time for now.
Okay. And you're requesting retroactive child support for the last 4 years, correct?
Say that again. We didn't catch your microphone.
Yes. Sorry.
Okay. And was there a private agreement between you and the father regarding child support in 2023?
Yes, that was the reason why we went down there to the court and we made an agreement where he would pay $300.
Buckle up, guys. Today we walk into a courtroom already carrying tension the moment the attorneys introduce the parties. The judge is trying to confirm basic facts: who's here, who's represented, and why this hearing matters. But even in these early moments, the uncertainty is obvious. The father's absence raises questions, and as the attorneys try to frame the issue, you can sense this case won't stay simple for long.
A month, but he's been inconsistent where I am just now requesting retro because I was, trying to be understanding to the agreement that he didn't continue doing. Should have.
Okay. And so he has paid some months of $300, and so we've calculated a total to be $12,025. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. And you're willing to give him credit for that, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And based on his wages, we've calculated that child support would have been $983 each month. And after calculating the retroactive support for the last 4 years and giving him credit, the balance we came to was $35,159. Are you in agreement with that amount?
Yes.
Okay. And we've calculated a monthly payment of $226 beginning June 1st, 2025. Are you in agreement with that?
Yes.
Okay. And you're also requesting retroactive medical support, correct?
Yes.
And in the last 4 years, what kind of health insurance coverage has your child have?
She's have medical, dental, vision.
And has that been through your employer?
Yes.
Okay, so the last 4 years, she's had private insurance. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And you've been paying $357 per month for that coverage. Is that right?
Yes, for the medical, and then the $357 was just medical. It's three.
All right, guys. This is where the judge begins drilling into the core problem. The father isn't here, and nobody seems able to clearly explain why. The judge tries to locate him through last known contacts, but every answer raises more doubts. It's the kind of tension you see when a case is supposed to move forward, yet the most essential party is missing, and the court has to untangle excuses from reality.
Yeah, $357.25 for medical and $56 dental and $4 for vision.
Okay. And you're requesting that the father pay you back for the 4 years that you've carried the private insurance?
Yes.
And have you, in the past 4 years, he reimbursed you for any of the premiums you've incurred?
No.
Okay. And so we've calculated a total for the medical support at $17,136. Are you in agreement with that amount?
Yes.
And we've calculated a monthly payment at $136. Are you okay with that?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have any safety concerns if your address or your phone number is in the court order?
No.
Okay. Is there anything else you want the court to know about the retroactive child and medical support issues?
Just not anything I can think of, but I do have my proof of what he's paid me and where she has lived. I do have all my records of where her whereabouts and her living arrangements and how much he's paid me and how much I've paid for insurance today.
Okay. And just to confirm, in the last 4 years, your child, you're saying, lives primarily with you?
Yes.
That you and the father did
100%.
not do a 50-50 split at any point?
No, not
Okay.
at all.
Okay, I'll pass the witness.
Mr. McNeil, I need you to look in the camera while we're even if you're not testifying. Ms. Clarity, do you have questions? Go ahead and follow with questions of Mr. Stowell.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Stowe.
As we move deeper, the mother's attorney lays out the first real twist. She tells the court that communication with the father has broken down entirely, making even basic coordination impossible. The judge is now forced to rely on partial information, questioning whether the father has simply gone silent. It's a moment that shows how quickly a custody case can shift into uncertainty when one parent stops participating.
Mhm.
Okay. So, but now you're claiming that you want retroactive for 900 something. Is
Yes.
that correct? So you're reneging on your agreement.
Yes.
Okay. You said you have lived at different places because you had to live with your grandmother.
Last
correct? In the past
this
year?
last couple months. Yes. No, I've
Okay.
only lived in one place, and that's that address that you have where I moved with my grandmother. That only place.
Okay. And isn't it true during that time, Jayla, the child was living with her father primarily because you didn't have a steady place of residence?
No, not at all. She's been there 100%. She's never stepped foot to spend a night at all.
Okay. Father's residence is listed on her driver's license. Is that correct?
Her driver's license, I have a picture of it. It is 1903 where I currently live now. It's never had his address on anything.
Okay. Is she registered to vote at your address, or isn't it true she's registered
Yes.
to vote at her father's address?
She's registered to vote at my address because she did vote and she worked for the polls then. So it's my address because she got paid for it as well.
Objection non-responsive to what she got paid as hearsay. Non-responsive.
All right, guys, here the judge tries to regain control. With no solid information from the father, the court begins reviewing prior orders and expectations. The judge demands specific details, what the last ruling required, whether the father ever complied, and how long communication has been stalled. This is where the case pivots from confusion to potential consequences, as the court starts measuring responsibility.
No, that's her by herself. Together, we split it in half when we did the payment arrangements. It's $357 bi-weekly. So that's just for her, and we just split it.
Do you have any other children?
No,
Do you have, okay, you said vision, but you don't have any, what is it? Parent, not vision, the other one,
dental.
okay. Yeah, dental. You don't have dental, is that correct?
She does have dental. That's where most of her money goes, is her dental work.
Okay. And you're claiming that he should reimburse you the whole amount of $35,159 for retroactive, even though you all agreed to $300 back in 2023.
Yes.
Okay. I have no further questions.
Okay. All right, Ms. Nutt, call your next witness.
The state calls the father. Sir, will you state your name?
Jonathan McNeil.
And Mr. McNeil, when your daughter was born, did you sign a document admitting to paternity?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And in the last 4 years, who has your daughter been primarily living with?
3 years with her mom and 1 year with me.
And when was that 1 year with you?
It began in July to Karen.
Began in July of when?
July of 2024 to currently right now. We have documentation showing.
This section exposes the legal strategy behind the scenes. The mother's attorney explains why she filed motions despite not having the father's cooperation. She emphasizes the urgency of moving the case forward, especially with previous orders allegedly unfulfilled. The judge probes every statement, trying to determine whether this filing was necessary or premature. It's a tense, strategic exchange that shapes what happens next.
Does your daughter spend 50% of her time with you and 50% of her time with the mother?
I don't know how much time she spent with her mother. I don't stay with her mother. I don't know how much time she spent with her mother. I just know about me. She spent times with me when we communicate to spend time with each other due to my work schedule. That's when we see each other.
So how often on average per week would you say she's sleeps over at your residence?
Maybe 2 or 3 times whenever she feels like coming over. And like I say, my daughter has a driver license. She has her own vehicle, and I work, and I'm a truck driver. So when she comes to see me, we have never had no arrangements on the time that we spend.
In the last week, how many days did she come over?
I've seen her probably about 2 to 3 times. Like I said, she'll be here this evening.
And does she spend the night or does she just come over for a couple hours?
Yeah, she spends the night. She has her own bedroom here.
Okay. And then you and the mother had an agreement in 2023 where you paid her $300 a month.
Yes.
Okay. And we calculated that to give you credit for $12,025. Do you agree to that?
No, I don't.
And why not?
Because it should be more than that.
How much more?
I don't know. I had to go back and look at bank statements and all kinds of things, but there's various things that I pay for my daughter. Like I pay her monthly phone bill every month that I haven't got credit for.
Okay. How much is that?
That's $110 a month.
All right. And so are you in agreement or disagreement with the $35,159 in retroactive child support?
Disagreement.
Okay. And do you think the retroactive child support should be zero or?
In the final stretch, the judge weighs the missing father, the broken communication, and the incomplete facts. The tension peaks as the court decides how to proceed despite one parent essentially disappearing. This is where the judge asserts authority, signaling that delays won't continue without consequences. And with that, the hearing closes on a decisive note. Make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you in the next video.